This next game is a retro game, and I played it live on a stream on this channel, and I beat the entire game in one sitting. It was a lot of fun. It was a Halloween game. It's on the NES, and it's Monster Party. This is a beloved but kind of sort of obscure game. Like, not a ton of people have heard about it. You play as this little boy named Mark, and you're visited by some like dragon monster thing named Bert. It's like it's such a dumb name. And he tells you that his world has been overtaken by these monsters, and you have to like merge with him to save it. Fair enough. Okay, sure. That's as good as a story as you're usually going to get on the NES, and that's fine with me. The game has a very dark but like campy look to it, and there are like skulls that are leaking blood and dogs with human heads and half buried alive people and all like other manner of strange and grotesque things just on the first stage alone. And I don't really honestly understand how this got released on the NES. With their censorship rules, I'm not sure how Monster Party snuck through. I was shocked with it. It's a side-scrolling platformer. You jump from platform to platform and take out like the zany and spooky enemies with your baseball bat. And all the enemies have these really frustrating and confusing patterns, and you have to like learn their behavior and placement, and that's sort of the key to succeeding at the game. You need to know where to stand so you're just out of range, so when they jump near you, you thwack them with the bat, you know, or you run under them or whatever you have to do. And as you travel along, you go in these doors to find the 3 bosses of every stage, and they're hidden. And after you kill them all, you get the key to the exit. Occasionally enemies will drop health, and you need to like learn where these enemies are so you can farm them for health, because you're gonna get hit a lot in this game. It's not really the kind of game that you learn to perfect by not getting hit. It's more of like the kind of game that you sort of tank your way through. The enemies will also occasionally drop this power pill that will turn you into a dragon. They turn you into Bert the dumb dragon. And it's only for a short time period. And he can shoot projectiles and fly, and he's very powerful. So you really don't want to like waste your time when you're playing as Bert. You need to get the lead out. You need to head to the next area as soon as you can once you're Bert, or try to find a boss and take him out. The game looks super unique, and I love the horror atmosphere and the enemies and, you know, everything, and the mindless bosses. But at least the game has a unique design to it, and it's trying to do something new, and I applaud them and commend them for trying to do that on the NES. The stages can get a little maze-like and confusing, especially like the latter ones, which I had to get chat to help me on the stream, like look up a walkthrough, and even with like 2 people working on it, it was hard to get through it. It's too confusing, some of these stages, and it's very much a Nintendo Power kind of game. I think they put these maze stages, or this one specific maze stage, in the game to keep people from beating the game as a rental. They wanted you to go out and buy the game. So that one stage, much like the monkey throwing part in The Lion King on like the Genesis, they just did not want you to be able to finish the game in a sitting. They wanted you to put your time into it and go out and buy the game, rather than renting it like 15 times. It did get frustrating, but I was able to get through it, like I said, in one sitting, about 3 hours. And it's centered around memorizing where everything is, you know, rather than using your reflexes. It's one of those kind of games, and that's totally fine with me. Everything doesn't need to be, you know, white knuckle controller squeezing difficult. Just sit back and relax, memorize the game, and work your way through it. And it gives you passwords between every level, so you just knock out like a level a day, you'll knock it out in just a few days. So Monster Party was a fun NES game. I had a good time with it, and I think we had a good time streaming it. It's not a super expensive game. I think it's like maybe $15 or $20. If you see it out and it's a good deal, pick it up. You'll have a good time with it if you like spooky kind of Nintendo games. So Monster Party, I would recommend it. I think it is about a 7 out of 10. It's good. It's a little bit better than average.